Good morning. Good morning. Anyway, it's the 18th, day 18. It's dark in here. We just got up. It's about 5 in the morning. My girlfriend has work extra early, so I'm just getting up with her. Well, I got it anyway. But, yeah. I got the whole outline for the chapter done last night. Damn, it's dark. A little bit of... But, yeah. I was gonna write a little bit. Gonna keep her company upstairs while she makes some lunch. And then I'll make some coffee. Then I'll write, I guess, whatever I can. It is what it is. Then we just head home. It's a somewhat busy day. I'm gonna have to go see the house I'm gonna be moving into. Because, we're leaving the old one, which is sad, but, changing and whatnot. Gotta happen. Yeah, I'm still a little sleepy, so I'll just update you with whatever word count, shenanigans. See ya. It is dark once again. You might wonder why. No, it is not the morning still. It is actually 8 p.m. And I have done quite a bit today. A lot of errands to run, a lot of stuff to do, just a busy day. So I got 1,742 words done today. We're at 184,000, almost 185. Just got to the second scene of chapter 26. So far, it's pretty good. The first scene was kind of just a briefing scene, so just a lot of exposition based on what's going to happen, a lot of important details about what the characters have to achieve in the coming chapter, so a lot of information that's necessary to kind of move them along to know where they're heading and why they're doing what they're doing, because that information was originally came from a letter from one of the previous chapters that they had to steal. It's pretty complicated. It's not that complicated. It's just complicated to explain, without context. It's just it wasn't too exciting, but it was actually fun to write. It was fun to write. Reintroduce some characters that haven't been around for a little bit. Some of my favorite characters, to be honest. So it's all building up. This scene that I just got to, I just wrote one paragraph and it got a little tired. I gotta move on to the screenplay in a minute, but it has a whole lot of interesting characters. I think there might be like a dozen or more that I'll have to integrate into the scene, but they're all so important. Yeah. I'm just adding those which I think would impact the scene the most. And one's their skills matter, their reaction to the event matters, just the relevance to the general what is coming, because big stuff's happening. Probably one of the hardest scenes to write is coming up as well. I've been building up to it for so long now. But yeah, I'll just show you the word count real quick, just for the count. And I'll talk about something. But we have it, 1742. Oh man, it's so close to 38. I should really get it to 38 at one point. But yeah, I just fixed the light. Looks a little better. You could actually see that I have hair. I'm not just like a floating head, but yeah, nothing crazy today. Really not much to talk about, record. I did a little chest workout earlier. I put some abs in there because I missed abs. But tomorrow's going to be more of like a core day plus legs. I feel like core and legs actually are quite good. And then back is the next day. So we're really mixing it up. But yeah, man, I just I just posted this stupid little thing on Twitter. So just it's not much of a writing tip, honestly, but um, like you know, if you want to get back into writing, what did I say? Writing tip for if you want to get back into writing, um, a novel that you've put off for a month, don't or become an alcoholic. Now that's not real advice. Don't become an alcoholic. Um, but I think that's like a interesting thing to talk about in terms of like substance use and writing because a lot of writers are known for that. You know, um, I think a lot of substances are being they are being legalized all across the world. Predominantly, weed right now is a really big one. The za, it's hitting the streets, it's hitting the stores. People are just flocking. And that's definitely one substance that I know a lot of writers use. I know most of my friends. They're really not that regular anymore. I think we've all stopped, to be honest. I myself have completely stopped because it really didn't serve me at all, and I'm a lot more productive off of it. Um, so yeah, yeah. But that's one big thing. Like, is it true that if you do write a lot while on substances, be it like whatever it is, this includes cigarettes, right? Like a lot of comedians I know, not that I personally know, but I just know that they smoke before a show or during a show. Dave Chappelle, he lights a cigarette on stage, and it's Dave Chappelle, so he can't. The whole thing is just a lot of people think that their craft will suffer if they stop um, taking whatever substance that they prefer or that they're dependent on, addicted to, or just do casually. It's just like though it's hard to do it casually if you write every day and then you use it for writing. It's just if you're more of an addict. Um, I personally didn't actually use it very much to write. It was like weed. It was a good excuse, I suppose, but um, I didn't really get as much as I wanted done. Sure, I could write like 1,500 words, but I was tired. I was way more mentally drained than I am now writing every day, consistently above at least 1,600 words on average. So, um, yeah, it's helped me to actually stay away from all substances. It's just, I don't really rely on cigarettes or alcohol or anything to get me to write. I think it's easy to assume that it helps you be more creative. I know nicotine particularly has like a decent reputation when it comes to productivity. It helps you stay awake, helps you focus. It's kind of like coffee. But at this point, just get addicted to coffee instead if you must. Not that you should. Um, but if you were to pick a vice, coffee's probably better. It's not much of a vice, at least not seen like this in society. But yeah, I don't think your work ever suffers unless you actually get into the mindset. I've heard people say like Stephen King's work, and I think I mentioned King in the tweet. Um, they say that he was a lot better or a lot wackier, a lot more experimental and funnier or scarier while like just a full on druggie. Now I haven't actually dived extensively into his work, so I can't confirm or deny this. But I would like to deny playing devil's advocate, I guess angel's advocate for this sense, or God's advocate or whatever, because I think that's only not if there is a significant change in his style or quality, that is just a stylistic choice by him. I think that's on purpose. I think he's just grown or changed as a writer. Um, and it's hard to say because a lot of writers either don't at all or do all the time and they die an alcoholic. I'm not sure if like Ernest Hemingway, all those kind of like classic authors, I'm not sure if they died alcoholics or like drug addicts. I think Ernest was to the death. I'm not sure though. Yeah, don't quote me on that, but it's still like I don't know. It's interesting to think about it, but it's probably really nothing more than a thought experiment, because why would it change? It doesn't. It like your mind, obviously, when you're addicted to a substance, it forms a new equilibrium of how you are, right, and how you think. But it's not necessary. It doesn't change your thoughts. It just changes how you view them. So that is definitely, um, it doesn't change who you are as a person, or how you do things. Although it helps you perhaps observe thoughts in different ways. I still, it's still, you can replicate that sober. you know, you can not be a crack addict and still do a good job. Like you might actually do a better job. It also depends on the heaviness of your use, or the quantity, um, and whatever it is you're using. Like if you're an actual crack addict and a writer, then yeah, like you'll have insane withdrawal, and your mind going back to, I forget what the word is, homeostasis. Not it's equilibrium is like somewhat of a synonym, but homeostasis, right? Your brain takes longer to get back to homeostasis. So maybe in that transitionary period, you will have a hard time. You might not be able to write at all. But that's also depending on the severity of whatever issue you have. So yeah, I just thought about that today, because I have that thought every once in a while, especially I have, having read that Stephen King memoir. It's interesting, it is interesting, because it took actually a lot, for him to quit, and it did affect him quite a lot. So I'm sure that the quality of his writing suffered in a short period of time, because other things were on his mind. But once you're healed, once you've gone back to, your pre-use brain, your original homeostasis, um, then I don't think there will be much of a change. I just find it interesting that, he did do it for such a long time. I'm not exactly sure when he became, because I think it started with alcohol, then it degraded into complete mess of other things. Um, but that, yeah, it just depends on like the severity, the length of use, and all that, and perhaps it does affect your. It does, like I know for a fact, prolonged use of weed specifically lowers your IQ by a couple points. If you do it for like a decade, then like I think what it was 2 to 5, or maybe 5 to 8, something like that. So yeah, just don't do drugs, kids. That's the yeah, the message. That's the message. Don't do drugs, um, or do, just not the heavy ones. Who might forsake alcohol, or the accepted stuff is just, don't go off the rails. As a writer, it will affect your productivity. Just yeah, while you're trying to be locked in, trying to create actually, some fundamental work, especially when you're starting off. Like don't create that fundamental work on drugs or substances, um, because yeah, it'll be hard for you right after, for a long time, depending on your frequency of use, right? Like if you've been an alcoholic for like a couple months, okay, you can survive that. You can probably get back to homeostasis quicker than someone who's been an alcoholic for a decade or two. So, especially if you're functional, But I think it is a myth. And yeah, just just don't get into it to begin with if you're an amateur, if you're starting off. Um, didn't help me personally. I think it weed was nice for a while, but it got boring too, right? So you're just like bored out of your mind writing on it. It gets more fun to do it sober. Um, yeah, so that's that. Day 18 is over. Had some fun writing, but the day was pretty shite. So that's that. 1,700 words. It's okay. I think I could probably do better tomorrow. If I go to sleep now, which, you know, I've been up since 5 a.m. because we did have to get up early to leave. I should be able to get up at least 6:30. Yeah, maybe 6:30 in the morning. Yeah. I'm tired now, so that's the end of the video. I'll just see you tomorrow as always.